They don't want to fall. Well, that one keeps bouncing right back up. Before we start this video on the SIG P220 and the review, tabletop, and the shooting of it, we did the giveaway. It was with the book or the Alpha Gear smartwatch. I'm going to be honest, I don't recommend the Alpha Gear smartwatch. I'll do a full review on it later. It is not as good as they say. It's really just pretty much your basic Amazon smartwatch, the ones that are in the $40 or $50 range. But anyhow, the winner of the book is Thomas Townsend T3P. You won the Bushcraft 101. So I replied to your comment on that particular video. Just email me your info. I'll get this out as soon as possible. But now let's go to the range and take a look at a wonderful gun. I'm huge in supporting all the manufacturers and everything, and we have to keep new products flowing in, but we really can't forget about some of these oldies but goodies. And today we're going to take a look at the SIG P220. Thanks for watching. If you don't mind, and every now and then if you want a chance to win something, nothing big of course, like, subscribe, share this video. It really helps out. I don't do Patreon. I don't ask anybody to send me $1. But the viewers and viewing and all that stuff, all I do is the ads from YouTube. So if you would watch the videos and share them and subscribe, that really helps me out. Thanks for watching. Now let's go to the range with the SIG P220 in 45 ACP. So we've got the Karen goes to Walmart, Target. Looks like this lady is hollering at this gentleman back in the automotive section. She's got a tire iron. No, wait, that's a zombie. Wrong targets. Here we've got the SIG P220. I know there's a lot of hate on SIG nowadays about going off and everything, but we can hopefully still agree that the P220, P226, all those, excellent guns. But we're just going to see if we can rattle that zombie there a little bit. These guns are super accurate. They're smooth. When you think of a 45, you always think of the 1911, but there's a lot of really good 45s that weren't 1911s. Sorry about that. I'll end up talking some more about this, but right now we're just going to go ahead and shoot it. And we're going to start off from double action every time. That's the way the gun is meant to be fired. We'll go ahead, I'll decock this every time. Your first round is always going to be that long trigger pull, but it's very smooth. It is just a real joy to shoot this gun. We're going to shoot that plate rack there. That plate rack is a little bit stubborn nowadays, and we'll do the first round double action. Sometimes those, they don't want to fall. Well, that one keeps bouncing right back up. Let me throw one more in there. That's pretty neat. There, finally. Stayed down. Okay, we're back over here with the zombie fella. We're going to just lower some down in the center mass area there. His head's pretty rattled up anyway. So we'll just do a couple controlled pairs and see how this thing handles. Each time I'm decocking it, starting from double action. with all of them. Let's see if we can zoom in there. It's a good shooting gun. All kidding aside, it is a very controllable for a 45, very accurate. The ammo I'm using today is just some Winchester white box to target and practice ammo. But if you've stuck around this far, let's go talk about this. This is it, the SIG P220. This particular model here is in 45 ACP, and it's been cleared. Now, this is a kind of a Frankenstein one when they were changing over from the two-piece breech, but as you can see, it does have the more modern light rail here. The older ones didn't have that. The breech face here is actually a piece installed, held in by these roll pins. The newer models are just machined. The whole slide is machined out of one piece. There was some issues with these in the higher pressure rounds, but this one, being in 45, I just haven't been too awful worried about it. So, it's been a great gun, shoots good, and it's been reliable. While we got that off of there, you can see it's got full-length guide rails all the way. The frame itself is a light alloy. Now, the grips are plastic, and they do have some that looks like checkering, but they are pretty slick. A lot of newer offerings are so much better than this design here. There's nothing on the front of the grip, so that is really, really slick also. Mag release is easy to get to, works really well. Now this one has the grooved trigger. That's a pretty nice feature. They are very, very nice guns. Just the polymer pistols have taken over and become a lot more popular than this. Now this is a double action, single action, as you can tell there. When you do rack the slide and feed around in the chamber, the hammer stays back. This little thing here, that's the decocker. So your first trigger pull is going to be long. It's very smooth, but it is long and pretty heavy, and it operates the hammer. On each reciprocation of the slide, then it's single action. Now, the reset on these are longer than a lot of the more modern striker-fired handguns, and as you can tell, there's a little bit of take-up before you hit that wall, even on single action. But the single action break is really good. The double action trigger on this one's probably around 10 pounds, but it's really, really smooth. Now, this gun originally had night sights, tritium night sights, but they have long since gave up the ghost. The slides are steel and the frames are alloy. Very, very soft shooting, and honestly, this is pretty much a legendary gun for reliability and everything like that. It is way too big for concealed carry for most people. I'm a small guy. I could carry this in the wintertime under a jacket or something, but there is no way I'm carrying this in the summertime with just a t-shirt. To give an idea of how big it is, let's see here. This is a FN57. You know how big they are. Now the 5.7 with 20 rounds in it is still lighter than the P220 with no mag in it. But the 45 ACP, it's a proven self-defense round. It's just a really, really good overall round. It shoots a 230 grain bullet, about 800. Out of this 4.4 inch barrel, I'm getting about 815 to 820 feet per second. To give you an idea of overall size of this gun, like I said, the barrel is 4.4 inches long. It is 1.5 inches thick from widest point to widest point. The height is 5.5 inches long and an overall length of just a hair over 7.1 inches. All of the calibers that this come in was 9mm, 7.62 by 21, or 7.65 para, or 7.65 by 21. Had the 9mm Steyr, 38 Super, 10mm, and this one here, the 45 ACP. Like I said before, a lot of the older ones with this two-piece breech here did not have a light rail. This is kind of was made in a transitional period when they were starting to modernize a little bit more. Believe it or not, you wouldn't think it by looking at this gun, but development on this gun actually started in the 60s, and in 1982 was adopted by the Japanese military. A lot of other agencies have carried this gun over the years, and it's very, very similar to the P226, except this has a single stack mag that only carries 8 rounds of 45. With one in the chamber, that's 9 rounds, though. That gives you plenty of fighting power unless you just make really bad life decisions. We'll shoot this some more, but we were just going to take a break here and talk about it and the history of it a little bit.